Being resilient is something we all needed more than ever over the past year, right? But did you know there are two different kinds of resilience?
We think of traditional resilience as bearing through or getting through something, but transformative resilience is about training your brain to think more positively.
Yeah, so we got some insight from a manager at Shape on how we can use transformative resilience to shift our outlook on life.
So the first thing that you need to do is figure out what kind of outlook you have, because your outlook on life will be very different from another person's outlook on life. Think back on a recent hardship. How did you handle it? How long did those emotions stick with you for? Oftentimes, people are super negative. So the way that you can be more positive is to train your brain to think more positively. So instead of spiraling and thinking, oh no, why did this happen to me? Of course this would happen to me. You need to train your brain to think, okay, what's the opportunity here? How can I learn and how can I grow from this? We're not bouncing back anymore. We're bouncing forward. We're bouncing in different directions. So you need to realize that as individuals, we're changing. As communities, we're changing. As families, we're changing. As employees, we're changing. Everything in society is changing and the world is changing. So we need to change along with it. And that's not something to be afraid of. Research shows that change is good and that we can adapt with it and it can create positive change. Transformative resilience is so cool because it only gets better as long as you try it, and apply it. So think of it as muscle memory. As you're starting to realize how you can pivot out of these situations into new ones, you're going to be better at it because hardships are going to happen. You can't predict what's going to happen next, and you just need to realize that it's about how you deal with it. That's not to trivialize anything that has happened through the pandemic or elsewhere. Those things carry a lot of weight, and it's important that we think about emotional hygiene, that we practice emotional hygiene, because you can't suppress these emotions, frustration, anger, all of them. Those are completely valid. And we really, really want you to know that it's important to chat with somebody, a family member, a friend. It's not about not feeling those negative thoughts. It's about not letting them overwhelm you or control all of your thoughts. So research shows it's important to schedule breaks. It's important to schedule things to look forward to. And they don't have to be big. They don't have to be like you have to do a lunchtime workout. They can be something as simple as in the mid-morning, I'm going to schedule time to make coffee and I'm not going to rush through it. I'm going to make it a little bit more mindful. It's about adding more intention behind what you're doing. Other things that you can do, you can think about scheduling a phone call with somebody just after your lunch break. Just a 20-minute phone call to connect with other people is great. And it's, again, something you can look forward to. And I get it. There are definitely times when you're just swamped with meetings after meetings after meetings. Why not encourage your coworkers to do a walking meeting virtually with you? Resilience is great, but it can't solve everything. And what you need to realize is that you only have the power to control your emotions and your feelings. So when things happen with pandemic setbacks or with the economy, you need to realize that that is larger than you. And so we want people to realize too that these tips are great, but it's all about controlling your experience as much as you can.